Hello, Crewmaru, and welcome to another Crewmaru Monday. Today, we've actually got it semi-organized here. I'm going to be working on a Marvel Legends Captain Marvel here. She's biceps broken, and we've got a Marvel Legends Punisher. I actually really like this design. I think it's kind of cool, but I mean, it's basically this regular Punisher with a brown belt and the brown straps in this thing. Anyways, he's got a broken bicep. And then we've got the G.I. Joe Classified Series Snake Eyes, and he's got a broken foot. So, that's what we're dealing with. Let's make sure. So, I also did this. Check it out. I taped off the area so you can actually see on here. Isn't that cool? Yeah, check that out. Boom, boom, boom. I think that's pretty neat. So yeah, that's what we're dealing with tonight. So let's get going. Okay, so what you're gonna need for this one is I like to have a sanding bit, like you see here. I'm trying here. Maybe I can just do it like this. Here's my sanding bit. So I'm trying to keep this shot here, and I can zoom in just a little more. I think. There we go. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I think that's pretty cool. I might be able to zoom out a little bit, but we'll play with that. I'm playing with some new ideas here, so you guys always seem cool with that. So cool. Yeah. Anyways, what you want is, like I said, I've got a sanding bit here. Brian, what's going on, man? Thanks for showing up. And this right here is a 0.9 millimeter drill bit. 0.9 millimeter drill bit. And we're going to be needing this to insert our screws into these broken pieces. This bicep here, bicep there, and then of course the peg that's going to connect the peg to or connect the foot to the disc right here. So, first thing we're going to start off with doing is we are going to heat up these figures. My man Samurai Chris, what is going on? Dude, am I not just like, am I not getting the most? Oh, check it out. I'm going to mess up my shot, but I don't care. Check it out. It's like always jumping in here, man. Like, what's even happening? Got IG-88 with a proton pack. There's a mysterious Obi-Wan in the background. Anyways, I thought that was kind of cool. All right, let's get this thing organized again. See, look, man, the tape helps. I can kind of guide myself. One of the best ideas I've had, easily. Let's make sure everything's in focus, though. There we go. Greatness. I think I might be able to zoom in. I don't care if you can see that. I don't really want to see the white lines. You know what I mean? It's part of the presentation. It's part of the presentation. Yeah. Chris, right now on the table, I've got a Christopher Reeve Superman. And gosh, I need to get it out. I need to finish this thing because the guy sent me that and the Mezco Kong, which I think we did the Mezco Kong last live. I can't remember. But anyways, he's still in the box now. He's good to go. But the Superman came with it, and I'm like, man, I need to do a tutorial on this because this tutorial is gonna be crazy. The thing is, what you do is you have to make the joints, like these pieces and whatnot. This one actually I'll probably reattach with a screw, but like here, this little piece, I mean, geez, this thing just snapped, and this is the knee joint. And it's pinless, so you got to cut that and then put it back. It's a whole mess. It's a whole mess. I've repaired a few of these. I was actually at a toy store with my buddy once, and it was a trustworthy toy store, so it wasn't their fault. They had no idea. But we bought my friend Clayton bought the Christopher Reeve Superman, and when he got it like, didn't even make it to the car. So outside of the store, we're walking in. He's the kind of guy that's got to open his stuff up right away because he's that excited. So he's like, "Oh man, I've been wanting this figure," and it's like just crumbles in his hands outside the store, and he's like, Man, so we had to dry. Anyways, I fixed it for him that night, or at least I fixed part of it for him that night. I think right there on the spot. I can't remember, but I fixed a few of these things, and whew, it's crazy. All right, that's enough about me. Let's get it on with the repairing. So I'm gonna get both of these biceps. I think generally I'll do this one at a time, but I think I can do these two at a time. And I just got done organizing, and I forgot that I'm gonna need some of these tools. I was telling you about the tools you needed earlier. I like to use these end clippers here. These are freaking awesome. And then the punch right here is always good. So we want to keep that as well. The reason we're going to need this punch is we're going to use these biceps here. And we're going to pop up. We can still use these pegs. I don't know if we want to use these pegs because we can just do the screw method. And honestly, I just want these to work and look pretty. So it's not really about reattaching the old peg. However, on Snake Eyes, we're probably going to have to replace the old peg because the ankle joints are interesting, to say the least. I don't know. It's just like there's more weight and pressure applied. They're, constantly moved in I don't know, with repairs. You never know. But anyways, let's heat these up. Kind of just going around in an even motion here. That's probably good enough. Alright. So we're gonna see if I can't keep my hands in the shot here. I don't know how much you could see though. But what I usually do is I press real hard, but kind of make sure it's really held strong, and then I slowly pry up. Wow, this thing is really in there. Wow. Let's see what happens. We'll try to heat this baby up. We'll heat this up, and I imagine it'll be just fine. And that's why I don't do two at a time. Sometimes you get lucky though, and you'll knock one out, and you're like, oh, right away, and you can just go to work on the other one, which is always good. There we go. And so let's see if we can't. There we go. So right there, you can see like this is more of a. It's just like really the head of the peg. So on Punisher, it just attaches like. It's gonna be hard to show you, but let's see if we can do it like this. Oh, just trying to give you a shot here. Let's see, where are we at? That's a little blurry, isn't it? Son of a gun. There we go. So yeah, you're looking at about maybe an 1/8 of an inch clearance before the peg hits. Maybe a 1/7. I don't know. See if I can actually show you. There you go. There it is. Sorry, I'm still getting used to this workspace. It's really weird. But yeah, there's your peg. So basically, what we'll be doing with this guy, this is a classic one. Let's see. What we need is a screw. A screw head that's going to be roughly the same size around. So we can always cut a screw shorter so it doesn't invade the articulation. I think I want a bigger one than this one, but I wouldn't be surprised if this works for Captain Marvel since she's a little smaller. So let's see here. Let me find the right screw. Probably should have had this ready. Guys, I was even trying out a new camera right before this. My friend let me borrow his, and it wasn't working correctly. And so I had to like scramble. I brought my backup cam just in case. I've tried like 3 cameras now. I've got, like I said, I'm planning something cool for the future, for Toycanics, and I'm just kind of working with a lot of cool stuff right now. Anyways, I decided, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna take a shower before the live tonight. So I hopped in the shower and got out. I'd made dinner tonight, and we got off at 5. We live about 20 minutes from work. Oh, it was a rush, and I still got on time. I was like 1 minute late. I was freaking out. I was like, oh man, I made it. What's up, Sebastian? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to find, like I said, I'm trying to find the right size screw that's gonna fit. Yeah, this one's pretty dang nice. Here's the crazy thing, though. This is what happens whenever you do the screw trick. A lot of times you need to go in just slightly further than how far the peg used to stick out. And the reason for that is because it's thinner. Like the screw here is thinner, obviously, than what the peg was before it hit the peg head, if that makes sense. Essentially, the shaft, no other way to say it, just all be adults. But what happens is it's thicker than before. So this one is obviously much thinner because it's a screw. And so you have to go in a little bit further to make that connection a little tighter, because you're not getting the friction around as much because it's such a small. So you need to really pull that thing down, basically. I just realized how open this show. If this show ever gets bigger than what it is now, I'm afraid. I'm afraid of the memes. I hate memes. Okay, yeah, back to it. Let's go ahead and do Punisher first, right? I'm gonna zoom out. And I think it's better if you can at least see something, even if it's not crazy close up. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna test. First, what we want to do, honestly, is, gosh, I'm trying to figure out where's the best place to sit here. This is looking pretty decent. Yeah? Okay. As long as I can't fidget too far away. It's weird because I'm doing this like, it's like backwards but sideways. So you're looking at it, it's over here. Like, see that? Anyways. What's up, Carlos Alejandro Navarro Vargas? I like your name. Welcome. Yeah, I always want to test the arm before you go putting this thing in, because what could have caused it is a locked joint. Luckily for us, this is not the case. Apparently, this thing just got stuck in there, and that sucks, man. It happens all the time. It just happens all the time. So, all right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this is actually way smaller than what I would usually use. I was planning on doing the screw trick here, and then I realized as I was looking at them, I'm like, why would I do that? My screw trick, not the original screw trick. Sorry, it's been a day. We can use this. So let's just say this is the only drill bit you got. This is our 0.9. So I'm going to drill in. What we want to do is you want to kind of get the arm somewhere like in the middle of its flex here, of its bend. And the reason I say that is because if you do happen to go all the way through, sometimes it'll be visible in on the disc. It looks like this arm's actually pretty much, damn, they really did a good job. This disc is almost completely covered by sculpt, or by the arm. I'm so sick and tired of this body mold, but I do like how much is hidden here. All right, let's go ahead and drill in here. And you know once you've hit the disc, you will know. So if you go nice and slow, you'll feel this, like, it's just an obvious difference because you're going from soft plastic, rubbery plastic like the arms are, into a hard plastic like the disc. So you just kind of feel, like going from soil to like bedrock. Oh man, you guys can't even see that, can you? So what I'm doing right now is kind of, I'm putting it in here, but like slightly moving it around. Just the slightest. And what I'm doing is just making the hole a little bit bigger here. I think I might want to use a, let's see if I can't get more in the shot here. I feel like I'm like not, I don't ever work like right here. But I guess I could get used to that. I got to figure that out. Yeah. Here's the sweet spot right there. Okay. Yeah, I need to get a slightly bigger drill bit. I usually keep all my bits nearby. I've got this little stained box that somehow decided to take over my drill bits, which I know is not probably the best keeping for them, but you know what? It works fine so far, and everything's replaceable. So I'm going to grab... Oh, man, I do not know. This is probably... Jeez, I don't know if this is 2 or 3 millimeters. I'm not sure. I got this. I'm sure some of you guys have this one. It's the one from... You can even find it at Walmart or Lowe's. The little Dremel drill bit pack, and it comes with the... it's like a little gray box or whatever. Yeah. I'm sure some of you guys have it. It's got like the smallest drill bits I've found, just like at a like Walmart type store. What's up, 209? What's up, Diego? I will definitely watch my finger. All right. So let's go. We're going to go back in again with a bigger drill bit. Basically, what you want is to make a hole that is slightly smaller than the threading of this screw, because we're basically going to insert this in, and so it needs something to grip to. I think so. We'll get through here. And a good time, when you're done drilling, if you can hurry up and get that over there, it's usually kind of warm in there, and so you can actually put the screw in there. I used to actually heat up my screws with a lighter, and then I would twist them on like it would make like a threading inside, but I found that's a little bit overkill, so you don't have to do that. What's going on, Koopa Steve? Tony Sousa? Hugs from Brazil. I love it. That's awesome. Right back at you from the US of A. Best way to put hands back on without breaking the pegs. What hands? Best way to put hands back on without breaking the peg. I guess it's going to depend on what we're talking about. So I'm going to take this peg back, or this screw back out. Okay. And what we need to do right now is we're going to use our clippers. So here's yet another tool that you'll need. A lot of tools. Oh, this is crazy. So all of these, like these figures right here, are actually from our very own Mr. Comedian, Julian Hayden, who I don't even think is here tonight. He's like, hey, would you save these figures for the live? And I told him yes. So he better show up. I told him I was going to do that, because otherwise I had another thing in mind, but kind of want to do a tutorial over what I have in mind over there. All right, we're going to cut probably about half of this thing off. I think that'll work. I think if we cut half of this thing off, it'll be about the right length. Oh my God. That's a tough one right. All right, let's grab this peg here that we've now cut out. I don't know if any of you guys got to see that. If you're new, a lot of times what I like to do is if I cut any kind of peg, I put it inside this plastic bag, right? And so you cut while it's the screws inside, so if it clips off, it stays in the bag. So Julian, if you get to watch this, we used your this bag's coming back to you. We used it for the old Maru trickery. Little souvenir for you there. All right, let's see if this will go in. Sometimes when you clip it, it kind of, I don't know, it leaves a little hook on the end, and sometimes it won't screw in. It'll just destroy the plastic. Well, that worked just fine. But, and before you put glue on this, you also want to test it again. This is working exactly the way we want it to. As you can see, let's see if we focus that. You can see right here that we've screws in. And like I said, we're going to go down a little more than that. See if I can without touching the... Yeah, we're good. That's where I want it. So I'm going to unscrew this. All right. Let's go ahead and zoom back out a little bit. And we're going to use some JB Super Weld. It's my favorite adhesive right now. I just love this stuff. And so we're going to, let's see if you can't see that. There we go. So we're going to do this. We're going to put a little dab of Super Weld on here. And I don't like to get it on the tip right there, because sometimes that could touch the disc inside and cause a little bit of blockage. I don't know. I just don't want to take the risk. So now we're gonna put that back in all the way where I wanted it. And now we let it dry. And hope that we didn't hit that disc. You know what I'm saying? You hit that disc and that glue hits it, you're in trouble. Can be in trouble. Batman Todd McFarlane Grim Knight hand pegs. Oh, okay. So since those aren't meant to be removed, if I'm not mistaken, most of those will actually come off without heating up. But if you want to be safe, heat them up. You can soak them in hot water. You can heat them up in with a hairdryer, or if you have a heat gun, if you're experienced with a heat gun, don't just use a heat gun because they're dangerous. Yeah. How's the room organizing going? Samurai Chris, it's going pretty well. It's going pretty well, man. I've got this whole area right here cleaned up. The closet's another thing right now, but I got a lot of that taken care of. And I mean, it's getting there, dude. There's so much. I have so much stuff here. So this week, pardon me, this week I'll be going through my garage. I think I'm going to throw away all of my boxes. Like, I kept the NECA Ninja Turtle boxes, like all of them. Why? At this point, I'm not going to sell them. And if I do, if people want to pay more, I'm not in this to make money. You know what I mean? So it's like, screw it. Just get rid of the boxes. Some of the imports, though, sometimes I like to keep the imports boxes because they're smaller. You can keep a lot of them, and I don't know. We'll see. But we're going to start with the NECA box, and we can get rid of those. And that's a lot of space. That's a lot of space taken care of. So we take care of that. And then, I can start taking those crates, or what are they called? Totes, whatever, the containers, and I can empty those out and then, put more stuff at least that's in there. So it's like this weird, get this stuff out, move something into that spot, and then move something out of this spot. It's getting rid of stuff. I don't want to keep stuff around. So I'm trying to figure out how to, basically how to get rid of stuff. A lot of stuff. Not brought to you by Coca-Cola. I mean, if they want to hook it up, let's go. All right, let's get back to the repairing. We got Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, personal favorite of mine. I kind of liked Miss Marvel more back in the day. Carol Danvers, I love those comics. I have like I have all of those comics, like from number one all to like individuals, and then all the trades. Christine actually read those and she really liked those. So, Chris, you just want some figures, man? I mean, I kind of owe you now. We'll talk, Chris. If I got something you want, it's yours. All right. I'm going to heat up this arm just like we did Punisher. This one actually won't take as long, which it doesn't take long, but this is a smaller female arm. Oh, what's up, Bob the Odd? My man Bob. Part of the Texas Crewmaru now. Sneaky. Yeah, guys, Bob, one of my best freaking friends, has been living in his home state of Missouri for the longest time. And then he's like, yeah, I'll be moving down there at some point. And then COVID happened, and it's just been a thing. And the other day, he's like, hey, you want some company this weekend? I'm down. I was like, Jesus. First off, you need to give me some notifications. Second off, what do you mean you're down? So I got another buddy and living in Texas now. And that's great. I'm sorry, I'm not doing this really on camera. This stupid thing is like almost out. Chris, dude, I mess with you all the time, man. I know exactly. You're kind of like me, man. You're kind of like an easy target. I know exactly what to say to be like, oh, no, man. No, dude. Oh, Chris, I didn't show you. Oh, cool, man. Check this out. This is kind of cool. I can't really show you what the here, hang on. Where's it at? Where's it at? Dang it. Okay. Let's see. I think I can pull it off over here. Yo, so check this out. This is pretty cool. Yo, Chris, so I printed this out at work. And this is like, this is the letter that you sent me with the diorama. So I scaled it down to 1/12 scale. And now I stick it on the little cork board that you made. So it looks like there's a little... just like a little thank you letter up there. Thought that was kind of cool, little nod to the creator of this whole thing. I even printed them a little bit bigger, and dude, I thought they look kind of like posters, but I was like, we'll just do like one like that size. I thought it was kind of cool. Anyways, just a little nod to you, Chris. Thought it was kind of neat. All right, let's get back to fixing Carol Danvers. Apparently working on Coca-Cola burps. Oh my gosh. Oh, all right. Hey, Casting Cave. What's he doing with all the knives? You're amazing, Chris. You're amazing. All right, let's try to see. All right, this is kind of cool. So this is you can see right here. You can actually see how far it is to the disc from the. Let's see if I can zoom in on it. Focus that. There we go. So yeah, you can see literally right here. That's about how much room we get to work with. And so we need to make sure when we drill this in, and I'm sure that goes in just a little higher since it is a circle. We're not going to see the whole thing right here. So probably about right here is where I'd want to stop. So we're working on a good, I don't know, maybe almost a quarter inch, maybe a little less, maybe a fifth or sixth. Anyways, yeah, so that's where our screw needs to go. And you can see here that if we were to put our screw, this is actually a really good size screw. But if we were to go all the way in, it would be touching the disc. And this is what I always talk about. This is what I mean whenever I say, hey, you don't want to drive that screw too far in there because it could lock the arm in the disc. This is what I mean. So when you screw this in, if you were to have a hole in there and it locked into that disc, especially if you glue it, then you can't do anything. You're stuck. You can move it like this, but that you've defeated the purpose. So yeah, that's why you always want to be careful. That's why we cut the screws as well. But also, before you cut the screw, it's good to insert it at least once to make sure that it will go in, and it starts that threading process for you. But yeah, you know what, and it's not a bad idea. So I've got the smaller drill bit, correct? So we can drill in. Like I said, you'll feel it. You'll feel when you hit that that plastic, that harder plastic. Alright. And so we're going to need to use that bigger drill bit again that I put up. Come here, you. Man, God bless my wife and teaching me to stop biting my nails a couple years back. Man. Tell you what do you guys think about this headband? It's kind of a thing that I'm doing now because I found my headbands the other day, and so I went and bought some more, and it keeps my hair down perfectly. I can't tell you guys, the long hair, there is a struggle to it, to keep it maintained and whatnot, but man, when it starts getting hot out here in Texas and muggy, and this just flops out like the dang cowardly lion, I don't like it. And so I love headbands. I like wearing headbands. I don't really care if anybody likes it or not. I'm going to keep wearing it, but it keeps the hair out perfectly, and it doesn't leave like a stupid like lump in your hair like if you tie it off. Anyways, little long hair drama there for you. I look hilarious though right now. I look like the 89 shirt. I look like I'm a time traveler that just kind of walked in here and was like, you guys want me to fix some... Wow, your articulation's crazy. Let's put this drill bit in here. So we already made that tiny hole. I do that just because you've got like a little track, basically. Well, I was waiting on you, Corey. I was waiting on you more than anything. I can't believe you didn't say anything. There he is. Finally. Gosh. If Corey doesn't say anything crazy about me, he's sick. Usually it makes it a little easier to go in there. That's weird. Maybe I need to go faster. That is weird. Yeah, it's crazy. I feel like I'm going all the way through. But man, I didn't even, like, the red plastic isn't even scratched. That's awesome. Cool. All right, so like I said, since that's warm from the drill bit, you can go ahead and try to insert the screw. We'll go in here and we'll stop because we're definitely going to hit the edge there. You can actually see now it won't bend, and I guarantee if we pull this out just a little bit, bends. So yeah, you can't go too far in there. Crazy thing is, we just need to go not too far, honestly, from the head of this screw. So we're going to go ahead and cut this, and since I'm pretty sure I did it out of frame a minute ago, we'll try and do it in frame this time. So we're going to get our screw here, make sure we give ourselves enough to like get that in there, but also, you know, don't want to go too far. So we're going to cut it right about here. Okay. And I wish I could tell you the size of the screws and whatnot, guys. I just, you know, I pick up what I can and I use what I can. I just kind of pick up a lot, and usually you'll have the right size. So here's what I'm talking about. You put your screw inside the bag, clip it. You can dump it out on your table there and you won't lose it. It's great. It's phenomenal. Okay. So I'm still freaking out that Julian Hayden isn't in here. These are his figures. And he said, would you save them for the stream. I assumed he meant this stream. You know what I mean? This chat's getting rowdy. You just need sunglasses to look more like a biker. And a motorcycle would help. Liquid momentum. Well, I appreciate that. That's neat. Just drop a couple of groovies. I love it. I like the headband. You look like you're going to teach me how to jazzercise. Hell yeah. Then let's ride on. You know, if we're going to bring good health and positivity, then the headband stays. All right, so we've got this screw in right where we need it, actually. See if I can go in all the way here. We can. This is going to be great. This is going to be a good fix. All right, so since we're already at the spot we wanted, we've tested it out. Let's unscrew this. Let's grab our JB Super Weld. Okay. And let's move her Carol out of the way there. Like I said, I want to try to not get it on the tip of the screw just because we don't want it touching the disc on the end there. It's always kind of scary when you go in there like this, like you got to go back in and it's covered in, like the screw's covered in glue and you don't want to drop it. I can't tell you how many times I've like dropped it on my pants. I've ruined a good few pair of pants. Like if you get super glue on your pants, that's it. That's it. Just say goodbye to them. Say goodbye to the pants. It leaves that stupid like this weird like wet. It looks like just a drop of water is on there, but then it's hard. It hardens because it's super glue, and then of course you're gonna bend it and pinch it because it's something weird on your pants, and then it breaks the pants. Breaks the pants. Split. Crazy. Ugh. Thirsty boy today. Oh, Julian said I could just have the figures. That's cool. That's cool of Julian. Corey, you're the only one he allows to talk for him. You know that, right? With your Groucho Marx impressions of his jokes. Probably the best moment of his life. Okay. So, next up, this is the... I'm going to record a tutorial for this one because I don't have any G.I. Joes on the channel. So, forgive me. I'm going to use my tutorial voice. So, all right. And I'll walk you guys through exactly what I'm doing as well. I'm going to go ahead and actually, before I start, I'm going to go ahead and heat this up. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and heat this peg up. It sucks like to heat up the shoe, like feet or shoes or boots or whatever from figures. It's crazy, man. It's hard to hold. You're like trying to hold them like this, and you don't want to hold them with like, I don't know, pliers, because it's got teeth. And if it heats up, you know, it can warp the plastic a little bit. I don't know. Just one of those harder things. The smarter thing to do would be to drill a hole in it first, put a screw in it, heat it up, and then pop it out. But we don't always do the smartest things first. Might be enough. My dogs are barking at something. When aren't they barking at something though, you know? Huh. Might have to reheat this one. Sometimes you gotta heat it twice. preheated. Let's see what we got here. I don't think I'm getting into the peg. You gotta be really careful right here too, because if this thing goes flying out, you know what? Let's do the smart thing. Let's do the smart thing. I can't seem to get this thing out. All right. So what we're gonna do here, this is a little trick. If I can get it in the frame. God, man, my dogs are freaking out. So what we're gonna do here, you know, I might as well. I can go ahead and record this too, I guess. Hopefully the dogs don't keep barking. Let's record. All right, here comes the tutorial voice. Wait for it. Hey, what's going on, Crewmaru and Toy Canic fans? Today I'm going to be bringing you a repair on the G.I. Joe classified Snake Eyes. You can see here that his ankle has broken off this peg here, and we've got to remove this. And I usually will remove this before the tutorial starts, but this guy's being actually kind of a pain. So if that happens to you, what you can do is you can take this smaller drill bit here. This is like a 0.9 millimeter drill bit. And what you're wanting to do is you're going to drill a hole carefully through the peg that's stuck in here. So once again, you want to kind of line up your shot here. Make sure you're not going to drill into the boot or anything like that. That would be a problem. It's not what we want. So we're going to take this here. And you don't have to go too far. Don't go too far, because if you go too far, you're going to drill through the bottom of the foot or the boot or the shoe. So next, what we want to do is take a screw here that's going to fit, and we're going to kind of, we need to try to screw this in. I'm going to make sure I move this camera over because I feel like you guys aren't going to see this, and I don't want to just do a tutorial. Let's make it good for everyone. There we go. How's that? That's better. That's better. That's much better. All right. So next, what you want to do after you've drilled your hole is you want to take this screw, and let's see if we can't. If it'll get in. So maybe the hole's a little too small for this one. Generally, I do tend to make these a little larger. This is kind of an unorthodox way to start the screw, honestly. A lot of times with these like kind of brakes, not necessarily ankle brakes, but you know, like a peg brake, I would do the screw trick, and you don't have to utilize the old peg if you don't want to. You can just use the screw. But anyways, we're gonna insert this in here. And then next what we're going to do is we're going to heat up the peg and pop it out. And that's why we've got this in here, because it was being really, really hard to remove. Okay, so this is actually better though. Now we can actually heat it up like this. So that'd be kind of cool. So then we don't actually have to touch it. And we can get it's just easier to do that because this thing will burn the crap out of you. But if you're using something else like hot water or whatever, you could probably pop it out. It's still hot, you know, it's still gonna be hot. Okay, so now that we've got it heated up, let's go ahead and, well, almost got it. It's definitely heated up. I think what's happening though is like I'm putting the screw in, and what's happening is it's actually twisting. It's not going into the peg like I thought. Yeah. Dang. Gosh, these things are giving me hell tonight. I'm gonna melt this shoe. Let's try it again. These things are always hard to get out too. Like I've had to fix a few of the New Mutant female body, like the Danny Moonstar. Yeah. Okay. So once again, now that we've got it heated up, we'll try to insert our screw into this peg if it will catch. And it doesn't look like it's going to. That kind of makes the whole process there pointless, but all right. So we'll just go in from the bottom. Probably just pry it out. Just got to be careful not to stab yourself or send the dang peg flying. This is so hard to get out. No wonder this figure broke. Oh my gosh. Dude, this should have accidentally fallen out by now. Okay, so man, the struggle's real with this thing. This is a simple, like, well, not, you know, it's more one of my basic repairs. I've done this like countless times, and this one is just wanting to be a pain. It's funny because the peg won't come out while it's just not getting enough of the threading. Oh, I think it ripped it. Oh my god. It's been a minute since we had a struggle live stream. I feel like I'm gonna warp this shoe. Alright. Is this third time? Is this the third time? Is that right? The third time is the charm part? Is we right? Yeah, Geek Mechanics, we are fixing the snake eyes, and it's just giving me just trouble. I'm just trying to get this peg out without it. Here's the funny thing is, like, when you get it heated up enough and you're trying to get the peg out, it just like it wobbles around, and it's really hard to get it, like, catch it. It's crazy how, like, hard these things are to get out. I'm bending, like, the shoe in half, and I still can't. Oh man, had been tonight. All right, so what we can try is to use a smaller screw, and maybe that will give us the leverage we're looking for. Because dang, it ain't wanting to do it. All right, let's see here. See if we can put this screw in. Watch, when you guys see this tutorial, though, it's going to be nice and neat, proper. There we go. We're using the smaller screw. This is going to be the ticket, I think. Oh, man, maybe. I swear, it's getting to, like, the point where I need it to go further. And the peg starts spinning. All right, I think we might have gotten this screw in enough. Let's give it a shot. I think this is going to do it. Got a good feeling on this one. Okay, here we go. So now we insert a smaller screw into it, and I've got a good feeling this is going to work. Don't make me look stupid. There we go. That's right. That's a funky peg, man. I mean, it's like it's not like it's anything new, but sheesh. Hairdo. That's awesome. Yeah, so we actually did screw or drill all the way through a minute ago, so it's not a problem. We actually want to do that, but kept it in the center as well. We might need to use the old school, this old school peg. I don't know if I can. I might be able to get the bigger one in there, which is what I would prefer, but I'm afraid there's not much difference in this small one and this full 1mm screw, but what you run into is Am I going to put this in here and it's going to split the plastic? Do I need to drill it out some more? It looks like it'll fit, but it's going to be a close one. And you also want to check where it's going to land on the disc here in the... that's looking pretty dang good. You basically get one shot at this to put a hole in here. I mean, I guess you could put multiple holes if you don't mind those, but generally you want one. And I'm going to see if I can't... Before we go getting... Okay, it looks like it broke up here at the top. You always want to find the spot where it broke, and it's preferable to put it back in right there. So what we're going to do next, honestly, is... why would I say honestly? Of course it's honest. So what we're going to do next is we're going to take our 1mm drill bit, and we're going to go ahead and drill a hole right where it broke. Okay, you want to make sure you keep it right in the center, because you are not going to get... you're just not going to get another chance. And if it's off center, it could break, and then it just might fall out, and I don't know, everything sits funny. Sorry, I'm trying to get this plastic off the end. So let's give it another drill, not too far in. Like I said, you can feel whenever you've hit the middle part there. So as we learned a minute ago, the smaller screw is what we want to try this on. And what we're doing here is, yes, the screw will be inserted here in a minute, but we also want to use this to test to see, can we bend the ankle? And we can. That's awesome. I don't know what caused the break on this one. This was spinning around inside of the this peg here was moving around, so I don't know. Something got lodged. Hey, there's Julian. Julian, I'm on the last one, man. I'm on the last fit. Yeah, get him, Chris. This is the last one, dude. You missed all the repairs. Julian. Okay, so next, what we want to do is we want to take our peg here, and we're gonna hold on to it. Since this is kind of weird, since we've already drilled through it, and you can see it kind of, it's not exactly in the center on this side as it is on the other side, which the other side's way more important. Let's make this bigger. Ooh, that was risky right there. Sometimes whenever you do that, it pulls and it can snap your drill bit. That's happened to me. It's happened to me on the live stream. Okay, so next what you want to do, since you've got the hole drilled, you want to test the screw. Usually a lot easier if you hold it with some pliers. And we want this to go all the way through. Not that way. What is it doing? What the heck? How did it even get over there? Okay, let's see if we can't correct that. Whatever that hat. What is... It's like there's another hole here. What the feezy? So I just drilled a hole through the center, and for some reason my dogs feel like barking. Arthur, can it? Gosh dang. He's in there crying. This is so funky. I don't understand what happened here. I drilled a hole from the bottom, and somehow it came out the side whenever I drilled it from the top. Seems to be going out right here. All right. Okay. tighten. Not tighten. We're gonna go ahead and straighten part of our screw here since it's already in really well. And I'm doing this. Generally, I wouldn't do this way, but I want to make sure that this goes all the way through because for some reason, that's giving us a little bit of a headache there. Which I have no doubts this is going to be a solid repair. Just need to make sure that this screw goes in the right way. I don't know how it's coming out that other side because I just put it in the other side and it came out just fine. What the heck? Okay. So, let's try this again. There we go. Okay, not sure how that happened, but we're back on track. So now we've got the screw in here. Next, we need to take it back out. So let's take the screw back out since it tested well. Oop. And then we're going to add some super glue to our screw here. And we actually don't have to get it all the way out. We can leave this part in and just put it on the threading right here. Okay. That's enough to make a firm hold. And then we're going to screw this back in. I actually had it bent right here where I didn't say this before. I had it bent right where I wanted the screw to stop. So it's a good way to, I don't know, kind of preemptive stopping yourself from going too far. But we need to let the glue dry on this just a little bit. But the good news is that the glue is dry on our arms for Punisher and Carol. So, we're going to heat up. Since Punisher was first, let's do that. We're going to heat up the Punisher arm. Same as we did earlier. You can always tell because you'll be able to squish the bicep. That's how you know it's ready to go. Alright, that's probably pretty good. Let's see what we got here. Will we get a satisfying attachment here? Listen for it. It's so good. So good. Now, what you want to do, though, whenever you do a repair like this, is once you do have a solid contact, make sure it goes all the way around. Sometimes it can pop off. And then leave it. Don't go bending the arm around. You've already tested the arm. We know that's going to work. Leave that alone. So next is Carol. I think this is going to work. I hope this... Yeah, this will work. This will work. All right. It better work. Let's heat up Carol's arm. Anyway, the reason I was saying to go ahead and leave them, let that arm cool down before you go moving it, because even sometimes like like a not so accurate repair, like if you measure just slightly off, it could still hold if you allow it to like cool down and that plastic hardens. But if you go bending on it while it's still warm, you're gonna warp that plastic. It's gonna heat or cool down funny, re-solidify or whatever, and or it could pop off, and you don't want to mess with that. All right, So now we've got Carol. Let's see if this works. I think I got to heat it up enough. Heat it up enough. I think that peg's just slightly bigger than before, but it won't be a problem. All right. Let's try that one more time. Ooh, that was so satisfying. Goes. There we go. That's right. Looking strong, Carol. Okay, so we'll set her over there. We can toss that old peg. We don't need that. All right. This is not too shabby. Okay. So next what we want to do is, this is the old bag trick, is you get your clippers, your end clippers ready. And we're going to go ahead and, you can, it's kind of risky, but if you want, you could kind of straighten out the screw just a little bit, but I don't know. I wouldn't really recommend that. So what we're going to do is we're going to get them as close as we can here. That's why I use end clippers. They're a little bit of a tighter clip cut. And so we'll put them in the bag and we'll clip it so nothing goes flying. You can dump it out on your desk there and you don't lose anything. It's great. But generally when you use your clippers on here, you're going to need to sand this down a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and grab a sanding bit. Where's my sanding bit? Did I take my sanding bit off? You know what? I did. Okay. Okay, here we go. So you want to take your sanding bit and we're going to drill down the peg, basically end here, because this little sharp piece, that's the last thing we want jabbing into like our figure or trying to roll around in there. We don't want that. So what we want to do is you want to clip it, or hold it is what I mean. You don't want to clip it. In fact, this is a bad example. How about we do it with just some pliers. Right in front of me. Literally right in front of me. Okay. So get a good grip with your pliers and get your sanding bit and go ahead and sand it down. I usually know whenever, like, I know when I'm happy with it is when I start hitting the plastic. So whenever I start hitting that plastic, whenever I'm dremeling this down, that's how I know when to stop, because you can see the plastic start curling up, and we're set. We're good. Another little thing that I generally like to do is I like to put a little dab of super glue over the top of this screw here. I don't know why, it's just something I do. Kind of adds a little, I don't know, I guess a little stopper for it. But next, since we already tested this a minute ago with the screw originally, we know that it fits. We already know that it fits. So we're going to go ahead and put some super glue on this guy. I'm sure some people are really like, you need to move him before you put super glue. This stuff's pretty trustworthy. Okay. So now, find the hole we drilled and twist her in. Generally, I like to put this in via the actual like screw. I clipped it off earlier than I normally do, and you can see why. Actually, see how this is starting to come up a little bit. You can see that, and that's why. The hold will still be good, and because it barely came up, but you know, if you can get a grip of that, which are just enough to like grip it. You want that to go in as far as that'll go in. Okay. So we're testing our ankle right now. It's pretty rough. I just don't want this thing to break off. It looks like it's in enough, but I just don't want it to. You always want to make sure you kind of, if you can, kind of give it a bend test. See what's going on. I think it'll hold. I think we're going to have to Dremel it just slightly, like around in here, just because it's a little chewed up. It's not really an issue, but I just want to make sure. And since that did come out a little bit, we want to Dremel it down. That's the sound of the screw fighting back, basically. While we're here, we can get rid of some of this side mess that happens whenever you're trying to remove it or screwing in something. You'll be really, really careful. Kind of come in at an angle so you don't hit anything important. Oop. There you go. And that's probably a little warm from all that dremeling. So you might want to hang on just a minute. Plus we put a little bit of extra glue on here, so we want that to kind of, you know, take hold. This is a solid contact. All that's good. Not to mention we put the JB Super Weld in there, so that just gives it that. That's what you need, honestly, to keep it secure. And I think we could probably just pop this back on. One thing I do want to do, though, and I do this a lot, and in the case of a lot of times really the ankles, but if it's like a little cavity like that I can't really see in there what made the break, I'll take a small burr bit for my Dremel or whatever rotary tool of your choosing. There we go. Sorry, it takes me it's for some reason this is the hardest one to find for me. Maybe I should organize my stuff. So here it is. It's a tiny round burr bit. Very, very, very small. It's like, sheesh, maybe a tenth of an inch. So we're going to go ahead and put this on here, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. So I take it, and I turn down my speed, and I put it in here. See, you got to make sure that the burr bit is smaller. The burr bit has to be way smaller than the hole it's going into, because we don't want to make the hole bigger and then make this a loose fix. So now we just put this in here, kind of low speed. And I just kind of go around real lightly, because something in there caused a problem. And a lot of times that'll knock whatever it was loose. Generally it could be just a piece of paint, and it's causing that. You never know. You want to know, but you don't. You just don't know. So I think I'm also going to go ahead and round out this snake eyes peg just one more time. Sometimes you can see like some junk kind of left over. There we go. All right. So next we got to heat up the shoe, and then we're going to pop it back on. So what I like to do in this case, I like to put it basically on the peg here and let it heat up. Couldn't do that before because the peg was inside, but now I can. Let me tell you, it's a lot easier to put this thing on than it is to take it off. right, so we heated it up. So much easier to put on than it is to take off. It's ridiculous. We're going to let that cool. You can go ahead and carefully test the side movement here. That's okay. That's looking really nice. And that's always the one that makes you worried, you know? That's always the one that's going to worry you. And actually, while I've said that, these shoes cool down really fast. Yeah. And so what I would suggest to prolong the life of this repair, not saying that's going to give out on you, but in case you're doing it yourself and you're not sure, when you bend the foot on your repair, press down on the heel or the center right here and kind of utilize that. So it kind of gives it more of a cast, essentially. It's just more help. So it's not having to grab the toe tip and bend it in, and then you could, you might break your repair at some point. But there you go. That's it. And now your snake eyes or whatever G.I. Joe classified ankle breaks you have coming to you are now able to be repaired. And as always, take care of each other out there, and I'll keep repairing your toys. I was holding a cough. Pardon. Goodness. Had a tickle in my throat. I told you I've been thirsty, dude. We got him. We got all three, Julian. Now you got to pay me, Julian. We didn't even discuss a prize, did we? You got to pay me, Julian. Yeah, cool. We've got our snake eyes here. We got, let's see, can Carol bend her arm? Oh, look at that. It's so good. Carol's good. Let's see here. Get a strong pose. Strong bicep pose. All right, this is taking too long. Okay, Carol. Stand up for me, Carol. This is how the ankles break, isn't it? Jeez, man, I'm so over Legends. No offense to anybody that loves them. I do too. I like them, but I'm just over them. All right, Frank. Oh, man. Yeah, these are solid. These are... I'm happy with these. Boom. Look at that. No. That wasn't really good, but you got the idea. Oh, man. Love it. That's a good night. I am not going to repair anything else tonight because that was a good one. That was 3. Man, that was pretty good. That was pretty good timing, I'd say. Man. Yes, Julie and I have seen the Black Widow movie. I saw it, I think, a day before opening day, and loved it. Loved it a lot. Hey, what's up, Gross Misconduct? I don't know how long ago you said that, but sorry. I hope you're still here. Denko, I don't need nobody paying me in goats. These Marvel Legends bicep repairs will bring in 3 head of cattle. 3 head of cattle and your second sister. No, we're not doing that. All right. There we go. What did you send these in? Oh, I have to send these back in a different package. Your mom packed that thing crazy. I couldn't reuse it. It was good. Don't get me wrong. It was safe. But I just couldn't reuse that one. So I'll just put... I think I have like a small box or something like that. I can put these in. I don't really like using bubble mailers for like full figures just because I feel like they might break. I don't know. Something could happen. Oh, guys. Let me share with you the good news. I was just about to like do a Really sad post. A really, really sad post, man. I was kind of at a loss. So